Hey there, I'm Tori Beach, and I'm a solo wedding videographer. Over the last couple years of being a solo wedding videographer, I've definitely run into my share of issues. So I wanted to go ahead and share some of those lessons that I've learned with you. The first thing that I've learned is I love detail shots. And I love them because they're beautiful. I love them because I love shallow depth of field. So I tended to shoot a lot of my footage up close. And as beautiful as it gave no context of where it was. So I really had to push myself to keep remembering set establishing shots. So wide shots of the building, medium shots even. Oh my goodness, I would just shoot most things up close. So capturing those establishing shots was one lesson that I definitely had to learn. I have it down as 2 lessons that I've learned, but really it's just one. And the 2 lessons that I learned were slow down and pace yourself. When I was first shooting, I was paranoid that I was not going to get all of the shots that I needed. So I shot constantly, meaning I didn't eat, I didn't sit down, I was always on the go. And I found that I was not shooting as well and that my footage was a lot shakier. So scheduling was something that I had to learn how to do in order to help me last the whole entire day. The next thing that I started to notice was I was just getting one angle of moments. That just looked poor. And so for me, it was learning to get varying angles of one moment. And this was huge in helping my films look a lot more dynamic. They had a lot more life to them. They had a lot more movement. So learning how to shoot one moment at multiple angles was really, really crucial for me. It did take a little bit of time because I had to learn how long do I need to hold a shot for where it's usable in post, but also that I'm not wasting my time on that one angle and that I'm able to get a couple more angles before the moment was over. This next lesson that I have learned the hard way a couple of times, and that is audio. So audio has never really been my friend, but we're getting acquainted. And at first, I thought it was okay to just be able to plug in to whatever soundboard was at the ceremony. More times than not, the person running the soundboard had no clue what they were doing. I just was not getting any good audio of the vows. So then I decided to start using mic packs that were wireless. These guys. And while they're okay, they're just not ideal for a ceremony. And I had to learn that the hard way. Because they're wireless and they need to talk to one another, there are a lot of things that can interfere that signal and cause crazy noise. So having a really reliable mic is so very important. So the new mic that I got is a Tascam and it just records right to itself on a little micro SD card. It's not trying to send a signal to anybody. That was a really, really, really hard lesson to learn. So making sure that you have equipment that you can rely on is so important. Another lesson that I learned pretty quickly was communication. It's really important to communicate with all the people that you're working with on the day of. So the wedding planner and the photographers, those people are really important to me because they're going to help me do my job better. And being a solo videographer doesn't mean that I can do everything by myself. It just means that I have to be in communication with more people in order to do my job the best that I can. My cameras were another thing that I had to learn to figure out what I needed. One of the things that I found pretty quickly was a lot of receptions are in low light, which makes it very romantic and beautiful, but makes it extremely difficult to capture if you don't have a camera or even lenses that can capture in low light. So that was a lot of grainy footage that I had to wade through before I was able to get a camera that I liked, that shot what I needed, and that was really good in low light. And for me, that's the A7S series. So finding that camera that worked best in low light was huge for me, and it really upped my game as far as quality. So there are just a couple of lessons that I have learned over the years, and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and not make the same. What questions do you have for me? Do you have any suggestions for a video on solo wedding videography? If you do, I would love to hear them, so please feel free to leave all comments and suggestions in the comment section below. Thanks so much.